You stay motivated when the business is not making any money by remembering your why. Remembering your why is a very important thing. You need to remember why you do what you do. Okay? Make sure that why is very bigger than who you are. Right? It can't be just for monetary values. It can't just be for having a Lambo or having a nice house. It has to be something like, I need to take my mom out of poverty. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen so many people struggle with this right here, and I want to like fulfill it and help them, show them a way. I struggle with with this a lot, and God made me struggle with this, so God is telling me get over this so I can help other people to get over it. Right? The thing that you struggle with the most is the reason why you do what you do. Because you get over what you do, you get over what you're struggling with, then you have all the answer, and then you're going to see other people struggling with something that you already accomplished. It's something that a problem that you already know how to solve, and then boom, you can fulfill it. Right? So remember your why. That's an important thing. That's what's going to keep you motivated, right? Because motivation is not the exact thing you should be aiming towards, because when you're motivated, it's a high emotional impulsive act that you're gonna do, you're gonna take part in, and emotion can die down sometimes, right? So the game is not to be motivated, the game is to be disciplined. And you doing something when you don't feel like doing it, you feel like not going to the gym, you feel like not working on the business, you feel like not follow your diet for the day, you doing it regardless of how you're feeling in itself is motivation. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a deeper why to all of this. Remember your why. Your why is very important. That's why you do everything you do, because there's a why. I don't know what that why is, but your why has to be deeper. You need to go back to your childhood, right? You need to go back and find out, why am I the way I am? Why do I think the way I think? What happened to me? What trauma I'm carrying that made me don't see the world the way other people see the world? They see butterfly, I see danger. They see danger, I see butterfly. What made me see the world the way I see the world? Find out your why. Find out what you need to fix about yourself. Find out what you're not supposed to fix about yourself. Because you are the way you are for a reason. God planned this out for you. Right? So remember your why. That's what's going to keep you motivated in business when the business is not going well. Remember your kids. Remember your wife. Remember your mom. Remember your cousin. Remember your brother. Remember you. Now listen, if you are afraid to launch an ad, to invest in your business, then you shouldn't be in business to begin with. Right? Because why would you leave your comfortable job that's going to give you predictable paycheck, that's going to give you a 401k, retirement, blah, blah, blah? Why do you leave your job to go to something that you don't have any conviction or confidence in? And on top of that, you're going to go down a route that's very dangerous, and you're going to have fear, right? And then you're going to answer to your fear. You already made the courage. You already have the courage to leave the job. You already have the courage to believe in yourself. Why can't you have the courage to keep it consistent? It's because of the story that you're telling yourself. What is fear? Fear is an outcome, negative outcome that you believe to be true. Right? It's an outcome that you believe to be true. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's something that's real. Right? So you need to check yourself. You need to see, okay, what am I telling myself? Better yet, for you to be going down a positive route, for you to be improving, ask yourself this: what do I need to believe to be true about myself to achieve this other life, or this other life, or this other life? What do I need to believe to be true about myself so I can achieve what I set out to achieve? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Right? If you want to push forward, you have to take it one step at a time. Don't answer to your fears. Your fears are irrelevant because you're going to do it anyway. Right? So the best thing you can do is to tell yourself positive stuff. Surround yourself with people who are going down the same path. Someone who is positive. Not because, listen, I have people, loved ones, ask me about business. Now, when business is not going well, they're like, "Oh damn, parent. Oh damn, business gonna fail. Oh damn, this is gonna happen," because they can't see the vision. They don't know that a bad day is not a bad week, and a bad week is not a bad month. A bad month is not a bad year. You get what I'm saying? They can't see that. They're limited. That's why most of them stay in their job, right? You can't tell people when you're doing bad in business most times, because they already gonna think, "Oh shit, you have a bad day? Shit, it's a bad week, it's a bad month, it's a bad year." They can't tell the difference whether or not it's a bad day is a bad week. They don't know it's not. Someday everything gonna go shit for the whole week, and the second week everything does take off, right? So it's all about like managing the people around you, who you put yourself, the circle that you put yourself in, the people the people that you tell about your dream, and be selective about the things you tell to who you're telling it to. It's not lying, it's being strategic. Because there's a time and place for everything. Sometimes telling the truth can be a burden. Sometimes telling people or giving people more information can be a burden that you're putting on them, right? Because what you don't know won't hurt you, right? And if you're out here trying to educate people on different type of things that they shouldn't know yet, right? Then you are doing a disservice to them, right? Some things you need to keep to yourself, something you as the leader need to carry, which is the burden of being the leader, right? That you can weigh down the team with, right? You have to let the team believe everything is okay sometimes. Sometimes you just have to make the team believe that everything is okay. Sometimes you don't want to burden them, because you burden the performance of the team. You burden the morals of the team. Sometimes you have to keep things to yourself and look for the luck. Listen, I don't remember who said this, but there's a quote that say, "People see the decisions that I make, but not the options that I have." Right? I think it's a card. I think it's fucking Itachi guy, right? I think it's Itachi, right? He said that, and he's like, okay, when you're looking at a leader, they make certain type of decision, right? Because they're seeing the whole board. They're like the chess player. They're king, right? The pawn can't see so far up in the game, right? So you giving them too much information, let them know that they're gonna die if they make two more steps. Is like, it's a lot of burden for them to carry. It just have to be a surprise for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're the leader. People gonna see the decision you make, but not the choice that you had. But you have to make the right choice moving forward, and that's one of those choices. Is being very selective with what you say and the burden that you share. When God does something, look how the cosmos is so big, right? Heaven and earth, this whole spiritual realm, everything's so huge. When God make like when someone died, do you think God literally killed that person? No, it just don't work that way. He made a decision on a cosmic level. You can't make a decision on a singular level where it can only for this little area. It has to make a decision for everything collectively. You can't let everyone know your next move. Not because you don't want them to read you up, but because sometimes they can't handle it. If God was to tell you that you were going to die tomorrow, would you want to know? No. That's too much burden for you to carry. You're like, damn, it's my last day. What should I do? You don't know what you should do. The point I'm trying to make is, like, you as a leader, you have to be selective with what you tell people and the burden that you pass on. And guys, listen, I'm so tired of saying this, but listen, if you have a business, you need to have a value proposition. You need to know whether or not you are a product-based business or a service-based business. All right. You need to know if you want landing page sales or leads. Leads are for service-based business. Product sales for landing page sales or whatever the case is, e-commerce. You need to know what line of business you're in. Every time people come on the damn phone with me, it's like, oh, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I need the idea to do that. I need that. And like, calm down, back up. You guys know too much for your own good. You need to Find your fastball. Find somewhere that you fit in, and like do what you need to do in that little space. Be good at that thing, then sell it. Because you see, you're the mindset that most of you guys have is like you're just trying to make some money. You're not trying to make no impact. But if you're trying to make some money, then boo-hoo. You're not going to make no money, because to make money is to make impact. Your bank account is total in relation to how much people you help. So the level of your bank account, the state of your bank account is relation to how much people you help, how much people you impact, how much people come back to you. So you have to think, you don't worry about making money. Money will come when you make a lot of impact. You need to know what you're doing in business. You need to know what line of business are you in, service-based or product-based. All right? Stop over here coming on the phone, especially with me, questioning shit. Oh, I have this type of business that you need to set clear on what you're doing. You need to set clear on the business that you're running. Okay, most of you are not business owners. Most of you are just hustlers. And listen, generating leads is not as difficult as people make it out to be. It's simply you just presenting yourself accordingly and properly, right? So stick to the basics. Let's just stick to the basics. Boom. You have an Instagram page, okay? And in your highlight section on your Instagram page, you have testimonials, okay? Proof that you do what you do. Proof that you are who you say you are. Proof that you know what you do and you know how to do it really well, right? Then you have your content. Your content is different. Your content is where you start posting your face a lot so people can trust you, especially if you're someone having a skill set and you have to grow your personal brand. Now you start showing your face a lot. Now you start showing your face, people are going to say, okay, cool. There's no way this guy is going to scam me and put his face all over the internet like this. The chance of that happening is less likely. It can happen, but it's less likely. Then you make an offer. You run an ad, $10 a day, simple, right? Run an ad for a testimonial in return, right? And you get people coming in there, right? And then those people, if you do a great job, guess what? They're going to work with you, right? So you have to stick to the basics. Lead generation is not as hard. As a matter of fact, I'll go as far as saying, listen, any business owner, I'll bet you guys, I'll take on this challenge. I'll get you leads in 24 hours and you don't even know how easy it is for me, right? Lead generation is not as difficult as how people make it out to be. Listen, for $300, right? I'm going to run your ad, generate all your leads, all right? To show you, to get you a fighting chance of getting some lead and some momentum so you can have cash flow for the whole month. I'm going to run your ads. I'm taking on the chance to let you know that lead generation is not as difficult. You just need to stick to the basics, right? You don't need no fancy landing page or website, right? You just need a decent Instagram where people can see and trust you, and you need an instant form running on an ad with a really good offer, right? Then you call them up and fulfill the need. I promise you, business is not, or generating leads is not as difficult as how you think it ought to be, right? So DM me if you want me to help you. I promise you, in 24 hours, you'll see leads coming in your pipeline for service-based business owners only. Listen, I love comparing myself to others, especially people who are doing better than me, all right? But yes, it does have some negative side effects on some people. Well, not people like me. I'm a winner. Competitor, I love to compete. Very important. Comparing yourself to people who are ahead of you sometimes can make you lose perspective in a sense. This is part of the negative side effects, right? Where if you're comparing yourself and you guys are not going down the same path, don't be naive, don't be stupid. Only compare yourself to people who are going down the same path as you. And you'll be like, okay, I'm going down that path, he's going down that path. Let's see how we measure up. Who have the most chance of succeeding? Who have the most chance of survival? That's what you need to worry about. Always be competing. Always be competing. You can't compete with only yourself, because only yourself don't know nothing. You need other competitors who are doing better than you or worse than you, because you need data to see what's bad and what's good. You need direction. How can you be a good firefighter if you don't know what a bad firefighter look like? How can you be a bad one if you don't know what a good one look like? How can you be an expert if you don't know what an amateur look like? And how can you be an amateur if you don't know what an expert look like? You have to compete. You have to compare. right? But be selective. Compare yourself to people who are going down the same path as you. All right? Don't get depressed. Make sure you're comparing yourself to the right person. Is this person going down the road I'm going? If you want to generate leads, don't worry about posting more. Just post a good amount of content where people can trust you. Post a good amount of content. Be active like twice a week or 3 times a week, right? Just post enough content where people can be like, oh, it's a real person, blah, blah, blah. But you need to run ads to get to actual leads you want, right? Because you getting good at content is really good, but at the same time take time. And you launching a content is sporadic. You just go to anyone who likes it or blah blah blah. But sometimes you're shadow banned. You don't know what's going on. But you running ads is immediate. It's all about none of them is worse than any, but it's all about how fast you want the leads. You want leads tomorrow, run the ad. You want a result tomorrow, run the ad. You want a potential tomorrow, then post content. Because you don't know who's going to see your content. Who's going to see your content? Your mom, who's following you first. And then if they like it, then the algorithm, they say, you know what, I'm going to send it out there and maybe someone else going to pick it up and like it as well, blah, blah, blah. But you want something that's way more sure. So you have to run ads, right? Everyone is like, get better at content. Bro, most people have been doing this for years. Some people are still not good at content. What you need to do, post enough content with your face on there or with your brand, not some bullshit that you got from Canva. None of those shit. You need to post something where you're showing your face so people can see that you are a real person. And then you make an offer. Like I said, stick to the basic. Make content, organize your page, make an instant form, make an ad with a really good offer and pitch it. Run it. Get some leads to come in. Right? You get some leads to come in, then you have a chance to sell something. Like I said, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. And you preparing yourself, you giving yourself enough chance to get lucky by making a sale, generating enough leads possible. And you need people who are coming in with intent, and paid ad is what does that, right? Not some Instagram DMs are coming. That work if you have a big personal brand. If you've been doing this for a while and you're going viral all the time, you have a good decent following. Yes, it works, but it's not the go-to if you're a beginner business owner. You're not a content creator. You're a business owner. You don't have a following. You're not entertaining, quote unquote. You understand what I'm saying? If you're entertaining, then good. You probably have a following. You're probably a content creator at that point. So boom, why not use that to get lead? But if you want immediate result, run ads. There's no debate against this anymore. The fact that you guys like to hide behind your logo, you like to hide behind your little clip art from some AI software, from Canva, that just make business disgusting, in the sense that you don't want to put in the work to put your face out there, to nurture these people, to show these people or be vulnerable with these people, but you want their money. You want them to be vulnerable with you and give you their hard working money. Make that make sense? You don't want to put in the effort to show up, but you want them to give you a arm and a leg. It don't make sense. You all out here are not business owners. I don't know which business school that y'all went to. That, oh, I'm starting a business. I need a logo. After I need a logo, I need a nice statement of what I do, fancy statement, a little cliched statement, and then I need to get some graphic design to put up. And yeah, that's a business. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting any view. Content don't work. What kind of content are you posting? What type of content are you posting? Are you posting content to make connection while giving information? Are you just posting content just to be there for the sake of posting content? Content is not content. That makes sense? Content is not content. People don't go on Instagram to stop scrolling and look at, wow, this is a nice graphic design, where they got it from. I like this graphic design. They don't even know who's behind these graphic design. Anyone can post a graphic design, but guess what? It's only a few people can show their face, be transparent, sell a product or a service, and make the shame come back to them. They're not hiding behind some graffiti. They're not hiding behind some logo, right? So that way, when the business is messed up, no one can pinpoint on who's wrong. You need to put yourself on the line. put your conviction, put your reputation on the line. You need to show more skin in the game. You need to show that you're willing to sacrifice your all of this for them, right? Just throw away your clip art, bro. It ain't gonna work. With that said, that's it for the night. See you later.